Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts, and as you can tell by the title of this video, that today's video is going to be a little bit sad and depressing, but at the same time I understand it, and if this is the truth and this is exactly what is happening, then I have to just accept it and move on and deal with the next person. So, as you can tell by the title, it has come out that Hugh Jackman has posted a photo on Facebook, Instagram, and tweeted out a photo of one of his hands having claws come out of it, drawn claws, it looks like it is, claiming that Wolverine won last time, stating that he'll be portraying Wolverine one more time. And for me personally, besides Tony Stark, aka Robert Downey Jr., besides that casting, this is the best casting for a comic book character, in my personal opinion, from Fox, Sony, DC, Marvel, all of them, neck and neck, tied, is Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I think that his portrayal, even in the bad films of the X-Men franchise, have been great. X-Men 3 has had a lot of bad things about that film and a lot of controversy and people hating that film. He was still, in my personal opinion, a great Wolverine. Same thing in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Even though it was an ensemble film with a film that's supposed to be dedicated to him, he still did great in my personal opinion, and there were some good moments in that film as well, but a lot of negative too. But I'm going to read this article from Screen Rant, and I want to read a little bit about it, and so we can kind of get an understanding of this. But understand, Hugh Jackman, all he said was Wolverine won last time. This is an article someone has spread out about his recent years, talking about it and basically what's coming up next and the theories of what's going to happen. For a while now, director James Gold and X-Men franchise star Hugh Jackman have been at work on a story for a third solo Wolverine film. There's been a lot of speculations on the third Wolverine film, if it's going to, with this recent news about him supposedly playing it one last time, the third Wolverine film might be talking about Old Man Logan and the ending of his life and killing off the character, but who knows. A project opening in theaters in 2017, the third Wolverine film, would follow up to the 2013 The Wolverine. Jackman suited up as an iconic superhero once again after the 2013 Wolverine to be in X-Men Days Future Past, which seems to have guaranteed his return in next summer's X-Men Apocalypse, but now we're not so sure. Because the reports that came out, I think earlier this week, talked about how he may have a cameo or a small minor role in X-Men Apocalypse, which would mean that a lot of the focus for X-Men Apocalypse would not be on him, because X-Men Days Future Past was focused a lot on Wolverine and Professor X and Mystique, because she's all involved with all that. So, if he's playing if he's playing Wolverine one more time, my theory, it's not gonna, if he has a minor role or a cameo in X-Men Apocalypse, it will not count as his last film, because they have already confirmed a third Wolverine film. So in retrospect, we may or may not see him in X-Men Apocalypse, but we're getting one more solo film with Hugh Jackman. And with the other recent reports about Patrick Stewart supposedly returning as Professor X in the third Wolverine film, so I have Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart in the third Wolverine film to kind of end Wolverine and maybe retire Patrick Stewart as well as older Professor X. I think that's perfect. This news is sad to me because, like I said earlier in this video, he is one of the best casting choices. I mean, at first we saw that, he had the inspiration and he had the imagination and learning about this character through X-Men 1, 2, and 3, but then you get to see that he's putting more effort into the bodybuilding and making sure he is his body's up to par with the character. He's always outdid himself body-wise each film. So he has that dedication. And I mean, there's a lot of people that get cast in roles and they had the dedication and building up, but I mean, Wolverine has been in so many films. Hugh Jackman has spent so much time trying to develop in his mind who Wolverine is, because there's not really a lot of backstory you can go on, because the comics are always different, but Wolverine doesn't know his past. So Hugh Jackman has to really think up of not necessarily his past, but what he's had to deal with since he's come to know who he is now, which is the Wolverine. So he's had a lot of time to really expand on this character and really push it out to the limits. And it's just unfortunate, it sucks because, once he's gone, it does not matter who they cast as Logan, aka Wolverine. It does not matter. There will be riots of fans online. There will be fans upon fans upon fans, maybe millions of fans, maybe not hundreds of thousands of fans, that will be disgusted and say, no, you do not cast Wolverine. You killed him off. You do not recast him. No. People are going to be like that. For me personally, I just want to see who it is if they decide to recast. But, at the end of the day, I want Hugh Jackman back. He played himself back in the 70s in the timeline. Why could he not play himself again in the 80s in a minor role and then have the third Wolverine film with Patrick Stewart or not, whatever the case, whatever direction they go, and continue on making films in the present timeline with the original cast from the future scenes in X-Men Days of Future Past? Who knows? Maybe at this point, he wants to make the third Wolverine film that comes out in 2017. He may or may not have a cameo role in X-Men Apocalypse. And maybe he wants to take a break and maybe come back in a few years later to maybe do another solo film or another film with him and a couple of the original cast members, and they do another X-Men film. I don't know, with the future cast. Not the new cast, the older cast, the original cast. I have no idea. I really hope that we get to hear more about this. He teased this, so obviously he is thinking he's done after one more time. So if that's the case and he confirms it and does an interview and, opens up about it and talks about why he posted the photo and explains what's happening, then we'll have a more understanding. But currently right now we don't know. All we know is it says Wolverine one last time, HJ Hugh Jackman. So what do you guys think of this news? Are you sad like me? Are you happy he's leaving? I know a lot of people are getting tired of Hugh Jackman as being the main focus, the Wolverine being the main focus of a lot of these X-Men films, but you gotta admit, he's damn good at it. So, anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. What are your personal thoughts? Do you think the Wolverine 3 will be his last film? Do you think he's going to continue on after Wolverine 3? Do you think he's going to have a cameo, minor role, or a big role in X-Men Apocalypse? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll learn more about this soon. Peace.